For many of you, being a 1099 self-employed person is a new thing. This is the first time you've ever been there. Even if you've been doing it for a couple years, it's the first time you've ever been there. And for so many people, it's so easy to get caught up into the excitement and the stress of starting your first business and becoming self-employed that we never take the time to go and properly set our company up, to do things right. I've seen people that have been in the business for 3 or 4 years and have never taken the time to go and properly set their company up. So today I want to take a few minutes and I want to go through what I think are some of the most basic fundamental steps that you need to take if you are self-employed and starting a business, or even if you've already started it. Number one, you got to actually form a company. Go set up an LLC. You're normally going to go to the Secretary of State in whatever state you live in. If you look at my backdrop or my windows, you can tell that I live in the warm, sunny state of Iowa. I literally just did this yesterday for a new company. It took me a half hour and it cost $100. It's not that hard and it's not that expensive. I'm sure that expense varies from state to state, but we're not talking about tons of money. Once you've got your company set up, they kick out an EIN number or a tax ID number. Now you can open up a business checking account. Now set up all of your income and expenses to run through that checking account. Once you've done this, your personal life will be protected from your business life. If you ever get sued professionally, your personal life will be protected. One caveat, and this is a big one, you have got to keep your business income and expenses separate from your personal income and expenses. The first thing that if somebody ever does try and sue you professionally, the first thing their attorney is going to try and do is what they call piercing the corporate veil. This is a golden rule. Piercing the corporate veil, what they're going to try and show is that you're commingling your business and your personal money. If they can show that, then you no longer have any wall of protection up, such as your LLC. So, real quick, set up the LLC, set up the bank account, run your income and your expenses, only your business income and expenses through that account. If you've done that, you're protected personally. Next thing I'm going to tell you, get QuickBooks. Get a software for your accounting. QuickBooks is the best. You know, I get it if you just started out and money's super tight, but we're only talking about a couple $100. So very soon, once you can afford that, you need to get QuickBooks. QuickBooks will do a lot of things for you. It'll make your life so much easier. Nowadays, once you've set it up and you've set all of your folders and everything up properly, it will literally form feed from your bank account all the entries, both income and expenses. So you don't have to do anything with the exception of learn how to read your own reports. It'll also help you immensely when it comes to tax time. Get a company credit card. You got all these income or all these expenses that you're going to have professionally. Having a credit card to pay those with will make your accounting so much cleaner, and you might as well be getting some rewards for paying all those bills as well. You're probably going to have to sign for it personally, but eventually what you'll also be doing is you'll also be building credit so that your business can have credit someday down the road. Performance accounting. This is something that we all love to do when we're winning. It's fun and easy to keep track of everything when we're kicking butt and when we're winning. It's not so fun, it's not so easy when we're not winning. But there are few people I've ever seen that win consistently that don't keep track of the numbers when they're losing. Keep track of everything. Keep track of everything you can think of, from your lead costs. Keep track of how many people you prospect, how many people you call, how many people you get a hold of, how many people you set appointments with, how many people you actually get into the door, how many people you close, what products you sold them, what commissions you made off those products, everything you can think of. If you do that, you will learn what's working, what's not. You'll learn what to adjust and what not to adjust. Your life will get easier and you'll make better decisions as you go forward down to your business career. Next thing, residual income. I realize that everybody watching this video may not be in the insurance business, or you may not get residual income. But if you are, residual income is one of the coolest things about the insurance business that there is. It's what allows every year to get a little bit easier because we're getting paid for work we did years and years and years ago. 2 points I want to make on residual income. You have to forecast your residual income because I promise you the insurance companies will mess up your payments. If you don't inspect what you expect, you will get bit in the butt. You will lose out on residual payments down the road. The next thing is you've got to do annual reviews, if not biannual reviews. I personally think you should be doing those for every policy you sell, even if there's not residual income. But in our business, once again, the coolest thing about it is it should get easier as we go, because we should be building up that residual income the longer and longer we're in the business. But if you don't do annual reviews or biannual reviews, I promise you what's going to happen is another agent's going to come in and replace your policy, and you're going to build that residual income about half as fast as if you do annual reviews or biannual reviews. Not to mention, if you do that, you'll create an actual client, and you'll find more and more business down the road as you go. The last thing is the tax game. My mentor told me early on that learning and mastering the tax game is like a second income, and it really is. You've got to learn the tax game if you're going to be self-employed. First thing you need to do is get a CPA. I know they cost a little bit more money than using TurboTax, for example, but they'll pay for themselves in gold. The other thing they'll do is if your taxes are filed by a CPA versus by yourself, your chances of getting audited are way, way lower. But you got to learn the game too. You've got to learn what write-offs there are. You've got to learn, and there's so many, I can't go through all of them with them. I'm going to make a video specifically about this really soon that's just focused on the tax game itself. Some of the basic ones though, if you have a home office, you can write off a percentage of your mortgage payment or your rent payment. Same with your utilities. You can write off the mileage that you drive for appointments or anything work related. You can write off percentages of your meals. The list goes on and on. You got to learn the tax code. You got to learn what all the write-offs are so that you really can experience the benefit of being self-employed in 1099 versus W-2. Another thing, open up an HSA. I think the number is $7,500 you can put into an HSA now, which means that's $7,500 that you can completely deduct from your taxes next year. And then you just simply use that account to pay your premiums and your medical expenses. It's a no-brainer. You need to open up a TSA if you don't have one already. Final thing I'm going to say is this. I have been, for the last couple weeks, I've been opening up my calendar to speak with all of you on a one-on-one phone call. I'm a national business coach. I have been for the last 9 years, helping agents and agency owners build the practices. If you would like to just set up a call and talk for 30 or 40 minutes, talk about where you're at, where you're going, hopefully I can give you some tips and some tricks on how to get there faster. It's that simple. Just click the link below and get on my calendar. I thank you for your time, and I look forward to seeing you in our next video.